Tendo, I have this new segment that I feel like we should do every time because there's so many words in the English language. So many great words.
We need more segments is what we need. We just need a whole podcast of just segments we do every time.
We could change the name to Segmented. That's what our podcast is called.
I like the idea. Give it to me. What is it?
Or we have a segment that's just a bunch of different segments.
It's called a podcast. All right.
Okay, as I was saying, I think we should take time to celebrate and appreciate great words out there. And so there's a word that I discovered that I had heard before, but then I hadn't actually Googled and realized that it has an even better meaning. So have you ever read the Harry Potter books?
I have not.
Okay, well, in the Harry Potter books, there is a term that's a squib, S-Q-U-I-B, and that means someone who was born by a witch and a wizard but are not magical. Anyway, that's how it's used in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Okay, but in real life, it's a noun, which is a small firework that burns with a hissing sound before exploding. And then 2 is a small, slight, or weak person, especially a child. And then as a verb, it's to kick the ball. This is an American football term. So kick the ball, that doesn't matter. But my favorite one is a verb. To squib someone is to utter, write, or publish a satirical or sarcastic attack. So,
wow.
I just love that word.
That last one is really cool. And I've heard of it used as an insult, like a smaller, weak person, like a squib. But wow.
So, I don't know. Squib, use it. That's a challenge for you listeners. Try to use the word squib today in any of the ways. I don't care. Just go for it. Okay. Now, that's a segment that we could bring, I don't know, whenever we want to. If you ever find a cool word, Tendo, just like a fun word to say, like squib or something, and it has a cool meaning, bring it on the podcast.
All right.
Okay, so I have 2 items of follow-up. One of them is the fact that I wrote a Walter Mitty story, like in sophomore English 2 years back when we actually, well, not 2 years back. This was this year, actually. Anyway, when we read it in English language arts, and I'll link that in the description. And I think it's actually pretty well written. I don't know if you want to give that a read or not, but
definitely.
Yeah, it's like 1 page. It's really short, but I think it does the Walter Mitty thing well. It's just this one situation that it's doing something mundane and then goes into something super intense and then goes back to the mundane. And I think I called it Yo Gerald. Don't know why. I have no idea, but because I didn't have anything to name it. But that'll be in the description, show notes, for anybody who wants to read that. It's actually entertaining. So
it sounds like it.
Yeah, well, it based on the story Walter Mitty or the fact that it's called Yo Gerald.
Well, I mean, both of those. I mean, you said it was short, but I mean,
it's really short.
This looks longer than even my Doom Cake story, which was like nothing. But
I think it might be actually. That one was pretty long, but that's just because of formatting. I think I got it down to no, actually, I think mine might have more writing on it. No, actually, I don't know. They're both really short. I guess we only write short stories.
Very similar concepts too.
Yeah, kind of. That's what actually. I love. Mm-hmm. So another item follow up. I played Carcassonne, which I discovered was actually pronounced Carcassonne, and not Carcassonne. Carcassonne, which is
apologies.
French. So
makes more sense considering the E would not make an E sound,
especially if it's French.
Say it again.
Especially if it's French, which it is.
No, how it's pronounced?
Yeah. The E would not make an E sound.
How is it pronounced?
Carcassonne.
Carcassonne?
Carcassonne. Exactly, like a carcass.
Carcassonne.
In the zone. Carcass in the zone. Just think of that. And that was a fun game. I wasn't like as
blown away
as you made it out to be. But I guess you did play by your own rules, and I guess that would be fun. But I think Carcassonne is a very fun game that you should definitely check out. I'll leave a link to Amazon link in the description. I don't expect anybody to actually buy it, but
yo,
you might.
we need ourselves an Amazon referral link, so when they go buy Carcassonne, we can
get money.
That sweet revenue.
Is that how that works? Yeah. What we'll do is we'll put somebody else's referral link. So like someone who we both support. It's like go to audible.com/smarter, which is Smarter Every Day's URL. I don't know. Go for it. I don't care. Go to audible.com/smarter to get a 30-day free trial and a free audiobook today.
Woot.
I'm not going to link that in there, but if you want, you can do that. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I have another segment that I'd like to bring because I was looking through the internet and realized that, you know, in Google, how there's like Google Images, Google Video, and then you can look for a bunch of different ones. So there's also a news thing. So
yes, I know. Google
what
News,
I found was really fun is going to this randomlists.com, going to random countries, then finding just some random obscure country like Latvia in Europe. Right. It's not super obscure. Then searching it on the internet and going to news, and then we discuss the news on there. Okay, this is the top one. Did you know that Latvia buying Stinger air defense missiles from Denmark?
Good. Of course it's about the military. Why am I surprised?
Absolutely. This happened today, August 23rd. It was uploaded 7 hours ago. The Baltic nation of Latvia is buying Stinger air defense systems from Denmark. Gasp. Isn't this intense?
Wow, I am on the edge of my seat.
Not your sheets?
Not the edge of my sheet. I am not in my bed.
Fair enough, skis. So this is... I am extremely proud and pleased about the acquisition of Stinger air defense systems, as these missiles will significantly boost our military capability. Latvian Defense Minister Raimons Bergman...
Yes, I know him.
Yep, of course.
I'm actually personal friends with him.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the military advisor of Latvia. Yeah.
The Latvian Defense Minister.
Yes. Yeah. Same thing. Same difference.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's what's happening on August 23rd, 2017. So that's cool.
Wow.
And that's the segment.
Wonderful.
So that's pretty intense. I guess if we search Denmark, I wonder if that shows up too.
If we lived in Denmark or Latvia, we'd probably be talking about it. But
definitely
over here in the US of A, it's not really how we I don't think we put enough emphasis or a focus on world news. Not that particular story affects us.
Latvia buying missiles from Denmark? I mean, it might.
Well, you never know.
What happens if Latvia blows us up? This is a serious topic.
That's very, very unlikely. But yeah, sure, that could be considered.
Hey, anything can happen. Anything. Especially if what was his name again? That guy. Okay, well, never mind. I can't find it. It's impossible. Okay, so that was a fun segment. We can bring that back later.
I enjoyed that.
Well, the reason that I had thought of it is because I was like, what kind of news is happening in Greenland? And I was like, wait a second. What if we just did a random country and talked about the news? You know?
Yeah.
Maybe next time. Next time we could have planned out a random country.
I like the idea if we find a country that's extremely, extremely obscure.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying it has to be third world, but something that is very disconnected from our society, and we focus on just that country every week and only that country.
Oh, are we going to do this segment every episode?
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, we could, if anything interesting happens.
You never know.
This could be a really cool segment. Okay.
Yeah.
So, that was fast, and so now we have that. So, for those who didn't know, the total eclipse happened 2 days ago from recording, August 21st, 2017. And it was visible from all over the U.S., places in Australia, I think, and just
not all over the U.S., and I don't think Australia. It went...
took up... Yeah, it went through the center of the U.S. and kind of curved up toward like the top of Oregon and started from above Florida, and it went all the way across it. I think it went through 14 states.
Yeah, straight through, only through the U.S. It's the Great American Total Solar Eclipse. Whoa.
So this was a really cool event, and I unfortunately wasn't able to see it like from a really good place from the center of totality. But you fortunately were. So, would you like to talk about your experience?
Yeah, I'd be more than glad to. Hold on, I'm just checking something. Path of Totality was only in the U.S. Got it. Okay.
Well, no, there's other places. Just
there?
Yeah, other places of the world. I think there was also places in Europe. 2017.
Fairly certain it was not. But I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't see any eclipse. I don't know what you're talking about.
We didn't care about anywhere that's not the U.S. Oh yeah, you're right. It was just the U.S. and the ocean.
Yeah, there's always a lot of ocean in the eclipses. I think that's the major thing you learn from it.
Usually there's a lot of ocean everywhere, but like
get rid of that. No, but yeah, I saw it. It was breathtaking and mind blowing, and I think the thing that's so hard for other people, I think, to understand, I don't know, this was just kind of my take on it, was when you see pictures or you see symbols for it or you hear people talk about it, you see it kind of just like as like flat 2D pictures. You're like, okay, so it's like the sun, but the sun has like a crescent like the moon would, so it's just like a yellow crescent, sun or whatever. And then when it's, completely over, it's black with some white around it, right? But when you're actually there and you're seeing it, and you can imagine and see that these are massive celestial bodies that are moving in front of each other, mind you, thousands of miles apart, millions, and when you see the Bailey's beads and the the diamond ring, which are these, if you're familiar with it, you may have seen some things on social media. If you didn't see it, if you didn't see the eclipse, is there these little like shimmering like beads or circles of light just around the edge of the moon as it's reaching totality, which is when it's directly in front of the sun. And those are because of the irregularities, of the moon.
Because the moon isn't perfectly spherical.
Right.
It has
divots. And so when you see that and you see it in motion and like them appearing and disappearing, like you can imagine them aligning like so far away. And it's crazy to think about. And then it goes over and it goes dark. And all around the edges of the horizon, it gets, at least for us, it was golden yellow.
It was like a 360-degree sunset.
Exactly, 360-degree
really
sunset. So it wasn't like midnight dark, but it was like sunset on all sides. And then above us, it was pitch black. And you could see... I think we were able to see Venus and Jupiter, but I didn't spot anything else. But yeah, you can see the planets. We didn't see any stars. We were really lucky because it had been quite cloudy for a while. But it opened up right before totality, and we were able to see it, and it was awesome. And the other thing is, right before it reaches totality and right afterward, it's just a really thin beam of light. And even when the moon is covering it, I think what a lot of people don't realize is it's not just like the sun shining, like there is less light reaching the earth. So when it's almost at totality, it looks like if you're in a stadium at night. If you've ever been in one, the white lights shining down into the stadium, like in football or soccer or something like that at night. That's what the lighting looks like. It looks like everyone has a white like beam on them.
That's super cool.
It's crazy cool.
Yeah. And you got how long did it last for you? The total where
believe we had 2.5 minutes. I want to say.
Man. Me and my sister, we were going to go down to Oregon to go see it, and it would have been a total 100% eclipse, and it would have lasted for just over 2 minutes where we were going. Unfortunately, we didn't make it down there because traffic was horrible, so bad. And I live in Washington, but so we didn't end up going there. But where I was, it was really cool because it wasn't 100% eclipse, but it was 87% of the eclipse. So you could still see like the slit in the thing, and it was really cool because still it got significantly colder. Like you could feel it, and that's something I think that the coolest part about the eclipse wasn't the actual like sun or the moon going over the sun. It's what it does to the environment. And so like it got colder, and everywhere around was just like a tinge darker. Not super dark because it wasn't fully like eclipse, but it got darker, and it looked kind of like hazy. And also the birds got completely silent. And around where we were, we had like trees, and I'll leave some pictures of this in the show notes. And so the light shined through the trees, and then normally it's just normal branches shining down on the ground, but they were crescent shaped. Yes. There was a bunch of these crescent shaped shadows on the ground because of the tree branches and the sun, and that was so cool. Did you see anything like that?
No, I've heard about that, and I saw pictures of it, but no, I didn't experience anything like that. But yeah, it's so cool how different light affects the Earth when it's not just, the whole side of the sun shining down on it. It's wow.
It's crazy. And also a cool thing that happened somewhat near me, but not really. I forget where, but in Washington, there's some like salmon farming on Puget Sound and stuff near Seattle. And so there was this well, not really in Puget Sound, but like out. Never mind. So there was this salmon farm near me, and what happened was the tide, like, it raised up significantly because of the eclipse. That a ton of salmon got out, and after the eclipse, like yesterday, which was August 22nd, they alerted, like, posted all over the place. Okay, fishermen, come over here, catch as much fish as you possibly can. There's no limit on number or size. Just catch as much and go.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome.
There was just fish everywhere apparently, and so they just wanted all of them to be caught because but like that's so crazy. Like you wouldn't think that something like that would happen.
That's insane.
Yeah, and where you live, did you watch it where were you in a big field, or was there like trees around and stuff, or no?
Oh no, I was in a big open field.
Oh cool. Were there anybody else there, or is it just you and your family? Oh, okay.
No, there was lots of people there.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Okay. How far did you have to drive? How far did you go?
Well, there's this little thing. There's this little thing that I had called school.
Oh.
And so I was at school, and our school did not deem it necessary to get out of school during the solar eclipse, even though considering we were directly in the path of totality.
Yeah.
A bunch of people just skipped.
Okay.
Which I understand. But no, we had like a whole hour, 45 minutes taken out of the day where we went out to view it.
Yeah, okay. What time did it happen for you?
What time?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if people really want to know my location. No, it was around the middle of the day.
Oh, okay. It happened at like 10 o'clock where I was. So yours was later than mine.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So a lot of people skipped class and you didn't. So
no.
Did school get out early, or did it resume after, or?
Nope. It just resumed after.
Okay.
It's normal.
Okay. At least they did that because they're not too cruel.
Yeah, no. I think it worked out fine. It was good. I still got to experience it.
If I were in your shoes, I would have just skipped. I think my parents would be okay with that. To be fair, I'm homeschooled, so we like have different situations when it comes to school.
A lot of people did. A
Yeah.
lot of people did. Even, people. It's not like people like who didn't want to go to school. Even people that like respect school and get good grades or whatever. Yeah, they still skip because it's a solar eclipse.
Yeah, and the next time it happens in the U.S. will be in 7 years. So yeah, I think that one will go vertically through the U.S. I think like central. Yeah. So I don't know. I could go see that. It's not very far away from where I live, like 15-hour drive. Actually, that is quite a bit, but whatever. It'll be fine. And I might be living somewhere else. I don't know. Let's find out. I wonder if this podcast will still be going in 7 years. We'll talk about it on the podcast.
That's the goal. What were we set so many stupid goals for this thing, and I forgot all of them.
I think like by episode 210, I don't remember. Like we'll have a video game based off of it.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I have no clue. I don't remember. It's just it doesn't feel that long, but this podcast's been going for 4 months now.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's crazy. That's really cool though. And we've had like 2 guests, and we're thinking about more guests. And so that'll be really fun. And I'm excited to have more guests because
we still have plenty of ideas on how to keep this exciting and stuff.
Absolutely. There's an infinite amount of topics, however mundane. And so I guess, do you want to move on to the next topic? That can be.
Yeah, sure.
Or do you have more to say about the eclipse?
I guess what I could really say is the planets, not the planets, the sun and moon aligning have actually been the greatest way of people pinpointing where I live or what my lifestyle is like, and I find that quite ironic.
I did actually say that or think of that.
No, I'm not offended. I don't care, but like I think it's funny how most people it's like a mistake or like something personally they do, but it's like there's no way I can't talk about the eclipse. It's
phenomenal.
It's awesome.
And it won't happen again for 7 years. So I guess
when we cover it again on the podcast, obviously.
So there's only a few states. I mean, they don't know where you were. Oh shoot. Okay, never mind. They can take a lot of clues from here and then find out.
I think that's the greatest goal, though. I think this is like, I don't know, you call it 39 Clues, X-Files or whatever, where if you watch through every single episode, then you can pinpoint, boom, like to the dot. But if you only watch one, you'll be like, I got sort of an idea.
Yeah. Well, actually, based on what you said, when editing the podcast, I've actually thought, well, this actually, because of what I say and what you say, this kind of edges toward where you live or like where you don't live. So there's a few places where it's obvious that you don't live because you've either flat out said it or I've just implied it. I could say something now, but that's just making it too easy. People can figure out where you are just from this episode.
This is such a popular topic. One of these days, I'm just going to be like, just hand out my address and I'll be like, there, now we don't have to talk about it in the podcast.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
There you go.
What about when we get millions of listeners for every episode? Then they're all going to fly to your house like Jake Paul. Is that still relevant? I don't know. Definitely not. Especially by the time we release this episode, which is like, what day is that going to be released?
You can never know how relevant something's gonna be.
The 10th of September. So, I mean, hey, welcome, happy 10th of September. Comment if you're listening on September 10th, 2017. Wink. Let's discuss Reddit. So, you are not much of a Redditor. However, you have been on Reddit before.
I have, and I would say I'm a fan. But I would not say I'm an active user. A bit like many television shows or movies. I'll be like, yes, I think that's a great thing, but I do not have the time for it.
Yeah, fair enough. I want to spend more time on Reddit. More Reddit than time. But I also don't feel like I have the time to spend on Reddit. But hey, I don't know. Maybe I will. But I'm trying to get my life together and watch YouTube. But whatever. potato. So in general, you think it's a cool idea, and you like the format, I assume, from the minimal usage that you've gotten out of it, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So like, just in general, I honestly think that Reddit is a really cool idea, and I like how anybody can make a subreddit about anything as long as it's not illegal. And I really like how they give the users the freedom to do that.
Right.
And so I think that's really cool. So what we are going to do now is tell you guys about some of the some of the subreddits that we have found and think are really cool. I'm going to start with one, and then we'll go to you and bounce off each other. So
sounds good.
I think that probably my all-time favorite subreddit is r/CrappyDesign. Have you ever heard of this subreddit?
CrappyDesign?
CrappyDesign.
Yes, that is the one I was sitting giggling at for 10 minutes
really?
before we started the podcast.
Yeah, okay.
Gosh, it's such a beautiful subreddit.
It's such a great subreddit, and it's like so awesome. There's 659,000 people subscribed to this, and if you are like, you don't need a Reddit account to view subreddits, so just check this out. So basically what it is, it's a compilation of people finding horrible design flaws with like graphs, diagrams, just horrid design, and like you're just laughing right now, aren't you?
I'm just looking through them. They're so good. Oh my gosh.
Just the one at the very top. Oh,
the one at the top. Oh.
Okay, so let me lay this out here. So this is the daily newspaper, and so it says 2nd-degree murder charge, and that's right there. And then it has two pictures of this. Oh my god! I'm just gonna have to leave this picture, and I'll leave the perma link in the description. But oh, it's so bad. It's so bad design. Oh my goodness!
Hilarious.
It's so funny. Yeah, but CrappyDesign is filled with horrible things, and it's great. I love it so much.
And just the way that subreddit's designed is hilarious enough.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And there's like rainbow and Comic Sans everywhere, and even the design
color scheme is awful. It overuses
awful.
Like 3D text and lens flares.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's horrible. It's so great. I love it so much. It's horrible on purpose. So that was one of yours. I mean,
sure. I think that's good. I think we just need to doubly, recommend that people go check out CrappyDesign.
Okay, so just to preface this, neither of us know what subreddits we're gonna show to each other. But seeing as both of us did this subreddit, definitely deserves the fact that you should just check it out and just see what's on it, because it's absolutely hilarious. It's like my favorite the subreddit of like all time. Okay, so moving on to another one. Let's go to you.
Can
first.
I go to a very similar one? I gotta bring this up because this is okay. If you like the page of CrappyDesign, like the way it's designed, this is like that on meth. It's called
oh gosh.
It's called reddit.com r/Ooer OOER.
Okay.
Okay, so it's basically the bad CSS.
Oh my gosh.
It's bad CSS Reddit. Just hover over the page. And this is not one I feel like I can describe. I feel like this is something you have to go out and search yourself, because it is not just a subreddit. It's an experience.
This isn't a subreddit.
Every place you move your mouse,
oh my gosh,
it gets more interesting. Every time you scroll, it gets better. Oh, and no, you see how there's a scroll bar at the bottom? Go ahead and use that.
Oh no.
Look at that. Oh.
Oh, what? Whoa. Why? Why BBC One?
This is what a master's in web design gives you, Noah.
Oh my goodness gracious. I can't even upvote this. Oh man.
You can't do anything. It's horrible. I know it sounds like we're just laughing, but you really got to check it out for yourself.
Make sure you're on a computer.
Reddit.com/r/OOER.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness. Link in the show notes. Why is he there? Andy Sandberg. That's his name. My goodness gracious. Oh, you need to see this. There's no way I can even put it in words. Oh, this is the most unorthodox subreddit I've ever seen. Oh man.
Just go to all the way to the bottom, it gets better.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness gracious me. Does this ever change? Does it change every day?
No, I think this is how it is, but I don't think posting anything onto this subreddit is worth it.
My goodness, thank you so much for this, Tendo. You have improved my life ever so slightly. Or made it 10 times worse. Either way, I'm okay. Oh my gosh. Ooer. Ooer, indeed. Oh my gosh. Check that out. Link in the show notes description. Oh boy. Okay. This is a fun topic. Okay. Moving on to the next subreddit. CrazyIdeas. Have you ever heard of the subreddit?
CrazyIdeas? No, I haven't.
r/CrazyIdeas. And so they're just a bunch of crazy ideas. And so this one says, rename fire ants to spicy boys. Go back in time and teach Hitler to dab instead of the Nazi salute. A self-driving car with manual transmission. And then there's one where it's like this one I'm gonna count as like the same. This will be in all these subreddits will be in the description show notes. It's CrazyDictatorIdeas, so it doesn't have as many readers, but the reason that I think this is great too is like, so all these are from the perspective of you as if you were a dictator, and these are your crazy laws that you would pass or something. So this is have a political system based on smack talk. A yearly festival occurs, dubbed the Solstice Festival of Natural Instincts.
Sorry, my chair broke.
What? How'd you break your chair?
It does it all the time.
Wait, did it actually break, or did it just like...
No, it broke. It breaks. It's there's something loose in it and just falls apart every once in a while. I gotta go fix it.
Yeah, sounds like you do. Just get duct tape. That'll be fine.
I used Gorilla Glue.
Oh yeah, Gorilla Glue.
3 or 4 times. You know what? I'll just get myself a new chair sometime.
Yeah, I don't know, whichever's cheaper. And then there's also this one from CrazyDictatorIdeas. All citizens must be able to beat Guitar Hero 3 on expert or be banished. And then another one that I was seeing was all fast food restaurants have to present you a meal that looks like the advertisement or else it's free. So that's CrazyIdeas and CrazyDictatorIdeas. It's a fun subreddit with just a bunch of crazy things. It's kind of like Showerthoughts, which I will also link, but we will not discuss. So do you have another subreddit to talk about?
I do. I have 2 more that I both found.
Oh, sweet. Perfect.
While going through r/random before you got on here. These are like one of the first 2 I found. This one's called GreenDawn.
GreenDawn?
Now, at first glance, I thought this was just a military thing. People, that are supporting veterans or whatever, something like that. And then you read it, and it says, your mission, should you choose to accept, to strategically place little army men throughout your hometown and businesses you come upon along your journeys. Use caution. Awesome. A misplaced soldier could be discovered and go to MIA. You will be asked to share your exploits with us. And here are the rules of the subreddit. Say over after every comment. Post pictures of all troop placement. Your sector is the country code, and then the area phone code in which you reside. And there's all these hilarious rules. Oh my goodness.
Gosh. GreenDawn? Spelled like Gree. Oh yes. I'm subscribing to this. At these,
everyone's so serious, and they use the proper lingo and rules, and then the bottom of the rules is to battle, to glory, victory, and beyond.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
Okay, and for those who don't know, if you just go to reddit.com/r/random, it will bring you to some random Oh my gosh, some random subreddit, and that's how we just found this one, and that's a fun place to. That's actually on my favorites bar on Google Chrome. I have just r/random in case I just want to browse. So I don't know, go for it. I think that's also a fun way and a good way to waste a lot of time. I just found a really funny one, which is okay. Never mind. Let's just move on. There's too many subreddits to discuss every single one. What is this? Oh, come on. No, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Okay. I'm exiting r/random out. So have fun on that. You don't need a subreddit or like an account to do any of this. So it's fun to just go around. So, oh my gosh, GreenDawn. I need to get my hand on some green army soldiers.
I know. That's what I want to
do that. Yeah. That would be so fun. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. And I think my next one is a very popular one called ChildrenFallingOver, which is very self-explanatory. It's just a bunch of children falling over, and I will leave this.
At this one.
You have?
No, I gotta look at this. I've never heard of it.
Yeah. I just sent you a link to my favorite GIF. That's my favorite one that I've found on the entire thing. Also my favorite bar, just sitting there for whenever I need a laugh. It's so great to watch on repeat, and it just gets funnier the more you watch it on repeat.
There's a download button.
Yeah, there is. It's awesome. So I will also link that one, my favorite one from Children Falling Over, in the show notes description. And these are just a bunch of children falling over, and it's a very good time. I was watching this with my family, and it's so great. Oh man. Oh, that's a cute kid falling over. Anyway, I will link that in the show notes description. It's a very good time, and it's so funny. If you don't like kids getting hurt, or sometimes not even getting hurt, sometimes they get right up and are just laughing and smiling so hard, and that's why it's so funny. It's just a very fun subreddit to waste your time on. So, children falling over. Okay.
A reminder, this is r/children falling over. Your submissions should involve at least one kid that falls over. Okay. No, I have one more.
Okay, cool.
This one, I don't think... I mean, there's no images, but I wouldn't call it safe for work. I found this one also with random, and I'm already going to subscribe to it. It's called NoContext.
Oh,
you can guess what it is. I'm sure you've seen it.
I've seen this one. Oh my gosh.
How do I drink an orange if I don't have hot glue? All of these are actual sentences found on Reddit posts somewhere on the internet, but taken out of context.
Yeah.
I didn't kill my first midget until I was almost 13.
Yeah. I have to kill my brother on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this one. I have not subscribed to it for some reason, but some of them are marked as not safe for work, but those are clearly marked, so you should be good. It's so great. And then this one, but if you're not an adult, swing. I don't even know what that means.
Organs are a myth perpetuated by Big Hospital. I mean, have you ever seen any of these internal organs that you're supposed to have? Didn't the Nazis leave them enough? Oh my goodness. And they only get worse. Wow.
Oh my gosh. I never really had the urge to spread meth on a piece of toast that was marinated in heroin. What is
All
this?
right, well, go check that one out too.
Clearly that's a good time. Oh man. And then the background of it is just this woman eating like money.
A sandwich with money in it.
Filled with money. Okay, so I have two more. One that's just absolutely odd, and I love it so much. It's r/Bananimals, which I discovered from a video, a Good Mythical Morning episode hosted by John and Hank Green, because it's normally hosted by Rhett and Link, but this specific episode was hosted by them, and they did, Is this a real or a fake subreddit? And Bananimals was one of them, and it's totally real and totally awesome. So, if you click on that, I sent it to you.
All right.
It's just a bunch of...
Animals as bananas?
Yeah. A bunch of animals as bananas. Some of them are photoshopped. Some of them are like actually crafted. Like this one, it's a banana dolphin, and it's like someone actually made a dolphin out of a banana, and some of them are, it's so great. It's just a very fun subreddit, and it's absolutely wacky, and I love it. So that's a good one that you just have to see to believe, really. And another one that, oh gosh, go away. r/random can sometimes be very dangerous. Oops. Okay, so my final subreddit is something that my friend told me about, and it's r/MichaelBayGIFs.
Oh my goodness.
Could you guess what this is?
Is it just... please don't... Is it just explosions, or is it actual GIFs from his movies?
Okay, so it's a bunch of...
Or just really cool... Oh, okay.
It's a bunch of GIFs or GIFs, GIF-GIFs, from just a bunch of things, and then they add an explosion to it. And it's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah,
so, like, the eclipse, and then they had, like, something happens, and then the sun, like, explodes, and then a nearby airplane also explodes. And it's
hilarious.
hilarious. There's this one, I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but there's, like, a little tiny puppy, and he, like, falls down a carpeted stairs, and it's like he's gonna be totally fine, and then all of a sudden he just explodes, and it's so great. I love this subreddit. It's a really fun one to just watch all of the things on, and I'll leave that in there too. So there, that I think.
Wow.
Do you have anything else to?
No, I don't think I do. I'm gonna run r/random one more time.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay. Nope. Definitely not. Nope. No more. Okay, let's get off of that one. Oh, good. I found r/PC gaming.
Oh, great. Wait, does that mean like personal computer or politically correct gaming?
Oh, no. Personal computer. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, thank goodness.
No.
Whew.
I don't know what that would be.
Now, for our final topic for today. Censorship, which we were going to discuss last episode with Ryan. However, we didn't because we ran out of time. But we have time today. So I think this is a very appropriate topic to discuss after we were just talking about Reddit and how r/random can be a scary place.
Buckle up your seatbelts, boys. We're getting controversial up in here.
Oh, boy. Okay, so first off, what are your just basic general thoughts of censorship? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing, or?
Well, obviously, like anything, it depends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Personally, 100%. For my specific situation, I don't need or want any censorship at all.
Yeah.
But when you have issues like age, education, you know, when you're dealing with serious things or things that need to be strictly humorous or, you know, not serious in many other ways that things can be not serious, I feel like it's appropriate to, I'm not just talking about censorship, but like separation of the two, I guess, is what I think censorship should be described as, instead of like, blocking away the bad things, which is not really what it is. It's just keeping things separate, I guess, except in extreme cases, obviously, like certain countries.
So I just Googled the definition of censorship, and it is in ancient Rome, the office or position of censure. I mean, oh wait, that's not relevant. Anyway, but it's the suppression or prohibition of parts of books, films, news, etc. that are considered obscene, politically unacceptable, or that have threat to security. So, I think that, yes, as you said, depending on like age and education, it is a very important thing. I think it's a good thing. And do you have any like close relatives that are younger? I don't know if you do. Okay, so
I do.
I have a younger niece and nephew, and they're on the internet a bit, and on YouTube. And there's some things that I don't think they should be watching on YouTube because it's not made for them and their age. And I think that something I did was I got this app called YouTube Kids, which is something that only allows certain videos through, which you can probably figure that out. And so I think that something like that is a very good thing. There's also a bunch of applications that you can get on browsers that allow certain things to be blocked. And I think things like that for younger kids who don't know things and learn things too early. Certain things I'm not going to mention explicitly, but if you're old enough to know what I'm talking about, then that's fine. But I'm not going to explicitly say that because I know there's some younger viewers that listen to my podcast. So
right. I love systems where we allow people, younger people, or we don't get rid of things.
Yeah.
But we allow systems to prevent, like, as you were saying, YouTube Kids. I know there's a Netflix Kids.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's certain browser or Chrome extensions.
Mm-hmm.
I know certain schools and public places have, like, filters, which some are bad and some are good, but mostly do their job.
And I really appreciate the people who do that because I think it's very important to let kids do things, but also let them experience it when they should, when they're mature enough to understand these things and know, how the world functions through this, not through this black veil of perception that shows them it in a very odd way. But yeah, I think that's cool. And so now, going back from, let's just say, assume that we're not children. How do you feel about like censorship, like movie ratings? How do you feel about movie ratings?
Okay. Well, I would say currently the ones we have, I know like in the U.S. or in most places are bad. Not because I think they're skewed or I think they need to be higher or lower, but they're inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like you can't, parents and, people who are sensitive to certain things, they can't properly gauge. Like you can just, even a few Google searches, you can find things that should not be PG-13 and you can find things that should not be R. And it's like, you can't expect the system to be perfect, but I saw some cool videos on it. I don't remember what they were, but yeah, there's if you look up the history or whatever of it, a lot of it was changed by society. Like there aren't clear standards. It's just kind of whatever is the precedent of the time. Like what was acceptable, way back then isn't acceptable now, which is understandable, but the ratings should move accordingly, like properly with it and not just be whatever mess they are now. Cause I don't even know. I do not like them.
I think there's one film that I can think of called The Matrix, which is a very popular film and it's rated R. The first one is rated R. Have you seen The Matrix?
I have not seen The Matrix.
It's like the most like PG-13 movie like ever. It doesn't say the F word at all or anything, which is something that classifies rated R things, which I understand, but we can talk about that soon. We'll talk about language and other forms of censorship, but it doesn't say that, and the sci-fi violence isn't that terrible, and it's like whenever there's not like a ton of gore, and I don't know why it's rated R. I have no idea who in what right mind did that. So that was actually the first R-rated movie that I watched, and it doesn't actually matter that much. Okay, now, Ryan Higa, who was a YouTuber, you've probably seen him under the name of Niga Higa, which sometimes I accidentally mispronounce that, so Yep. But, so I always call him Ryan. So he will be in the description. A while ago, 2014, I think, he made this video talking about how censorship makes no sense. And have you seen this video? I don't know if you have.
I have, yes.
Okay. And in the video, he talks about how people write in swear words to like their scripts or something, and then they bleep them out. And I thought of that, and I was thinking, that's a really good point. Why even put swear words in it in your script if you're just gonna bleep them out? Which I guess it's funny because he bleeps out words that he puts in his script anyway, but that's a topic for another day, except we're not going to discuss it anymore. But how do you feel about that? Because I totally agree with that.
I don't agree with that. I feel like bleeping is actually on a league of its own. I feel like censoring things in a clever or interesting way can make things more entertaining and more impactful than if the swear was even used. Because a lot of times in that context, the swear or the curse or whatever was being used was not meant for emphasis or why you would curse, but for the joke of, or the context, of the bleep. And then obviously you have improvised or stuff like that where you can't control when that happens or not. And then it has its place there too.
Yeah, actually, I have other opinions about things like that. But also, if it's like in just a normal conversation, like, and it bleeps out there, that's different. But I think that if you write it into your script and you bleep it out, that's what I'm saying. But right. I do agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
In the episode, or there's an episode of Hello Internet, which is a podcast that I've mentioned a few times on this podcast. I will maybe insert the clip right here, if I can find it, of where he talks about how the reason that he like bleeps it out instead of like just cutting out or anything is because it's more funny, and it's funnier because of the bleep sound, because it's funnier. And so instead of getting like that little tiny E on iTunes to say it's explicit or anything, like he bleeps it out because he finds it funnier. And I totally agree with him, especially in a context of like that. And I'll try to find that sample and put it here, but
this sound, with the bleep, is like, it's just funny. There's no way around that. And so I would totally bleep it even if I didn't have to.
Yeah. So I think in some contexts that would make sense. But then there's also things like, we talked about swearing in a previous episode, and I'll link that in the show notes description. I think it was episode 2 or 3. I don't remember. But it was one of the first ones because we were both like excited to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And we said that the swearing has its place and that it can be used as a very effective tool.
Yes.
But there's also times where I find that it's absolutely gratuitous. And also, we're talking about censorship here. So how do you feel about it, like a movie getting an R rating just because it says the F word a few times?
Okay, I feel like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, because I know when I was younger, the number of times did impact me. Like, it would be 2 or 3 times, and it actually, like, I didn't even remember it or care. But obviously, if it's more, then it sticks in your mind. It seems more taboo to you.
I think that's very true.
I don't know. I think that's fair, I guess.
Yeah. I also think that, well, okay, so I think the limit is 1 or 2 in a PG-13 movie can you say the F word. However, it depends. Like, one of them can be clear, and another one can be kind of like mumbled or something, so it's not completely like intelligible. But I think that's so interesting how you can skew it so it gets this lower rating. And I think that censorship is something that, like, in the context of swearing and stuff, is very interesting to talk about. And that's why we're having the discussion. And also, it's a few years back, I think it was 2011, there was a thing passed that if someone in a film is smoking and inhales smoke and exhales, like, in the shot, then it automatically gets an R-rated rating.
Yes, that was a thing, yeah.
And I think that is absolutely preposterous, because that's instead of a PG-13 rating. However, on TV ratings, which is an entirely different thing.
I know, it's completely different.
And these are all American ratings, for those who don't know. For a TV-14, which is a year more, you can have much more blood and much more smoking and drug use and stuff than you can in a PG-13 movie.
Yep.
And so, like, it's so weird how they're skewed from this 1 year, quote-unquote, 1 year difference of rating. And there's also, like, TV PG is so different from normal PG. Like, you can have a lot of stuff on...
I believe South Park has done many satirical bits on that.
Yeah, they
like
have.
How, I believe in one of their films, forgive me, I'm probably saying things completely wrong. I'm not an avid fan or whatever, but I believe they were able to reach the limit of the F word for a certain rating. They were able to get within one word of the limit just to mock how arbitrary the number was.
Yeah, that was the one
which is really
about
interesting.
South Park. Oh my gosh, if you
200,
type in South Park,
something.
the top one is censorship. Film. And also if you watch Rick and Morty, sometimes it bleeps out like the S word or something, and sometimes it doesn't, which is I find really funny and odd how censorship is worked in like that. It's so strange. But that's also an example of studios and companies and stuff in distribution like censoring for almost seemingly no apparent reason, but there's like rules that you have to follow, but it's like just within the legal limit, and it's really funny. And the F word is allowed on TVMA shows, and some episodes of Rick and Morty, because it's by episode rating, some of them are rated TVMA. However, the F word is still bleeped out, and it's strange to me, because in that context, it's not funnier with it bleeped out, because they don't do it in a certain way. However, when they do it on Hello Internet and other things, it is a certain way that makes it more impactful and funny and more, like, you know?
Right.
But it's so fascinating. It's so fascinating how it's like, I guess, I don't know if I want to say the word, like, politics, like, the politics behind movie ratings and the MPAA, which stands for Movie Parental Advisory, I don't know, actually, I'm making this up, MPAA, Motion Picture Association of America, and they give ratings to the American things, which are G, PG, PG-13, R, and NC-17, which is on its own other league, and all those movies are filled with certain things. And so it's so interesting.
It is very interesting.
Yeah, and it's crazy. And I think that it is a good thing, and it is also a thing that I feel like is abused by corporate companies. Corporations, that's what they're called.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think we could even probably have a separate discussion, maybe on another episode, about YouTube specific censorship, because that's a whole nother discussion on the goods and the bads of that, and if that'll change and why it can't change, and yada yada yada. And
yeah, actually, I think we could have time. We could briefly discuss that. But also, the thing about Reddit censorship is that on Reddit, nothing is censored unless it's illegal. So there's like guidelines where it's like, which I love that. I love the fact that they give this to the users and say you can do anything on this, post anything you want, just as long as it's not illegal, as in like missile codes or something. There's not a subreddit of a bunch of illegal things.
Right, which is what the deep web is for. I mean,
yeah,
what?
That's what the deep web is for. Exactly. Get those VPNs and start the deep web. But I think that is really cool. However, also r/random can get you some things that you don't necessarily want to see. But there's places on the internet for that too, like certain painful things. And then the thing with YouTube is there's basically YouTube censorship is odd because you're not allowed to have any like sexually explicit content. I don't feel like, I don't know if I should bleep that. I don't know. I'll deal with that. But ironically, you're not allowed to have any of that. However, you are allowed to have swearing in copious amounts, as much as you feel like, really.
Right. But now we have the
demonetization
thing, and whether it's ad friendly. And
oh my gosh, there's so many videos about that. Just look up the adpocalypse and demonetization. There's so many YouTube content creators that are saying, why does this get censored or like demonetized, but this doesn't? That's much worse. And that's because of automated systems, and it sucks. Okay, what were you gonna say? Sorry, cut you off there.
No, but yeah, it's completely different because YouTube doesn't want to censor that, but also making money is, you know, a thing that a lot of people need in order to make the videos. You know, they don't need it, but obviously a lot of them rely on it, and they've already reached that point. And now that this is coming into, you know, this is becoming a thing now, it's a mess.
It is a huge mess, and we're not going to linger too much on this because there's plenty of it on the internet now, and I don't know, in 2 years, this is probably not even going to be relevant, so I don't know how the timelessness of this topic will be. I don't know for listenability in the future. Yeah, so YouTube is a weird company, and a lot of their stuff is I appreciate as well. Like YouTube Kids is a great service. And also, what I find very annoying about the censorship thing is that, or like the ad demonetization thing, is that they're not running ads on videos that people deserve. Like, people who deserve the money and have put in a lot of time on their videos get demonetized. However, people who spend 20 minutes on a video and just upload it, they get it, and it's really infuriating because YouTube is taking the money from the creators who I believe really deserve it and give it to people who don't, or just keep it themselves. Which
robots
I think
don't to see who deserves what.
Who? Robots? You're right. I know. It's ridiculous. And also corporate YouTube, which, I mean, it's a corporation, so what are you going to do? Because those are selfish, which I totally like respect because
YouTube's not making them much money. It's
I know, because people aren't giving them enough. They're not giving them the deposit on return is significantly lower than it used to be. But you know, that's something for another day. Do you have any final remarks on censorship?
I do not. I
Okay.
think it was a wonderful discussion.
I think it was good. Of course it could be better, but guess what? Everything can always be better. So we are currently on page 7. And I think yep, this is the one we didn't do. If fruit comes from a fruit tree, what kind of tree does a chicken come from?
I don't know.
A poultry. I actually really like that one too. Oh man, some of these are like comedy gold. Others are just comedy not so gold. And we have 84 pages, each with at least 2 on there.
I think I told you. I know we discussed this in the episode. I won't linger on it, but it's not the fact that it's a pun, but it's the way it's delivered is so just blatant and just boring, and it makes it.
Would you say it was foul?
Stop.
It's funny because chicken, poultry.
I got it.
Wink. I just winked at them. Except they don't know that, but I mean they do, but okay, let's move on to our next topic.